I've had some pretty weird discussions lately, and I think it's important to talk about this. Kind of interesting. Nothing freaky. The deal is that sometimes people have trouble with noise in their space, a recording space. They don't have a commercial recording studio. One of these weird ideas that keeps coming up, and I've heard this about 4 times now recently, is that you could turn down the level, the recording gain, and somehow that would magically remove the noise. You probably guess where we're headed. The microphone gain is not connected to the ratio of noise versus signal. It has nothing to do with it. If you were to turn down the gain, right, when you're recording, the noise would go down, but the actual voice, your actual regular signal, would also go down. You won't hear the noise because there's kind of a threshold. When you have a sound you're listening to, if there's a sound behind it, that sound is going to become less noticeable below a certain level. But it's still there. Like, it's exactly in the same, it's the same. If you lowered the gain until the noise was at negative 60 and you couldn't hear it anymore, that'd be great. But you would also be talking at negative 38 dB, which is pretty low. That's kind of putting your preamp and all your equipment at a disadvantage, and the bit depth is being wasted. Everything's being wasted. You've lowered the quality of all your hardware. And you've also got the noise floor of your electronics hasn't moved. So see what's going on? Like, a lot of things haven't moved. Now the noise hasn't gone down. So you've basically turned up the electric noise and trash at the bottom 20 dB relative to the background sound in your space and your vocal. The reality, and you can test this, you don't have to listen to me, it doesn't matter, is that you could record that way, and when you return the level to what you wanted, the noise would still be there.
All right, this is minus 18 with a minus 40 noise floor. All right, now we're down 20 dB from where we started, minus 38 on average with a minus 60 noise floor, and we'll reboost it 20 dB in post. All right, now we're 40 dB down, minus 58 vocals and minus 80 with the noise floor, and we're going to reboost this 40 decibels. Okay, and for comparison, this is back to normal.
That's the trick. When you hear this sound, you think, oh, I can turn it down and it'll go away, but I'll still hear the vocal. That's true. But that's just because you're listening at a lower level. You could also record at the same level and turn the headphones down, and you can test this. You would have the same effect. So the idea is to turn up the gain and use the microphone the best way, whatever works the best for you. Turn the gain up until you're getting the correct level, which usually is like hovering around minus 18 dB full scale. Peaks up to maybe minus 6, hopefully nothing over minus 3 if you're just going, ha! And then that's that. And ignore the noise. To actually process the noise, you need to do something real. Quiet the space down with some kind of materials, absorption stuff. Right, that would work the best. The next thing is, in an emergency, you could do it SM7 style and get closer to the microphone. You'll have more low end, use an EQ to try to correct that or something like that, right? And now you will be much louder compared to the background noise that didn't move because you're closer. That would actually have an effect. In an emergency, if the noise is below minus 40 or minus 50, wow, hopefully minus 50 or lower, just use some kind of noise reduction. That's the way to go. Actually solve it, because turning the gain down doesn't change anything. The way it is.